What's good, boys? It's currently 7 p.m. Got back from the gym and got myself like 500 grams of chicken and 200 for my sister to make. And while I was on my way to the gym, a guy commented, one of my subscribers, seen him under my video a couple times, said, hey Demir, how to stop belittling yourself and robbing yourself of the confidence that you're supposed to be having. And I get it, okay? I get the moments when you're literally in the tram or public transport or in the gym and you literally start telling yourself, dude, I'm so awkward. Why am I standing like this? I'm such a loser. And you're literally grabbing the fucking bar or something like that. And you're like, dude, people are looking at me like, why am I standing like who do I think I am? Like these random thoughts that infiltrate your mind and rob you from the energy that you're supposed to be having. Because when you're at the gym and you're supposed to be focusing on the exercise, just getting the muscle contraction, and all you can think about is how weird you look, of course it's going to rob you of the energy. And when I was facing these problems, I tried all types of methods. This affirmation stuff and thinking, I'm going to make it a habit to say 5 positive things about myself in the mirror. I am optimistic. Doesn't work like that because you're not cutting the problem. You're not cutting the root of the problem. You're just cutting it by the branch so the branch keeps growing back. If you don't believe me, if you want to comment some shit under my videos saying, dude, you don't know me. My dad used to tell me that I'm fat and now I'm 35 and I can't stop eating. Good for you. That doesn't do anything about yourself. Keep commenting that. Keep disliking that. I don't care. You can click off this video because I don't have anything for people who can't stop making excuses. Okay, now that we got these losers out of the way, the reason you hate yourself, the reason you belittle yourself and keep shit-talking yourself is literally because you think that people see yourself the way you see you. Before going to the gym, before dressing, you decided to open that one porn website that you know you're not supposed to. You cheated on yourself again, and you woke up late, although you promised yourself 5 consecutive days before that you would stop, and you still don't end up changing the habits that you're supposed to. And you secretly hate yourself, but you keep coping, saying, I'm going to keep going. And then when you're at the gym and you've self-identified a loser and you think, dude, you're not confident with yourself at all. There's a reason. I promise you that there's no person in this world who's chasing his habits, who's after his goals, who's consistent and pushing himself with purpose, who still feels that way. He's like, well, whatever. There's something called imposter syndrome. I get it. I haven't been a victim of it because I genuinely don't like identifying myself as a victim. But maybe one in 10,000 people who might have had an extremely abusive childhood. So what? That's not me being ruthless. That's not me being an asshole. It's just me telling you, even if you have actual problems, even if your problems, your circumstances that you face are much worse than mine, and you're like, your reasons are more valid to be the type of person who can judge himself and just hates himself, so what? You're going to give him that excuse. You're going to be like, well, I have reasons. And so what? You're still going to be this floppy kid who, when he introduces himself, he's like, my name's Alex. Like your hand's literally flopping in his hands like you're a girl holding his hand for the first time. I get it. It probably pisses some of y'all off because you can relate. Because you feel targeted. Because if you were a person who wasn't suffering through that, who had confidence all along, was disciplined, chasing his goals, you'd be like, feel sorry for this kid, but don't feel affected. What he's saying is probably right. So the sole reason you hate yourself is because you cheat on yourself over and over again. And you think that people see that in you. You think that people see the fact that when in closed doors, because the thing is, when you're by yourself, the habits that you don't affect you as much consciously. You don't hate yourself as much, right? When you're like picking your nose, you're like alone and you're doing some terrible habit, you're like open a porn website again, disgusting. And you know you're not supposed to be doing that. You know, you don't feel that terrible about yourself, but once you leave your house, once you start communicating with people, you're like, dude, like, I hope they don't see, like, subconsciously, if you're present enough, you'll be able to relate. You're like, dude, like, I'm a loser. Like, they're gonna see me as that. If you have habits that are measurable, and by that I'm not telling you, dude, if I tell people that they haven't been consistent and they haven't been doing shit well. Some of y'all are gonna literally be like, dude, well, 2 days ago I meditated and journaled so well, but I mean I'm consistent because I work out 3 times a week. I mean I remember putting my clothes on correctly. And then when I ask y'all how statistically have y'all written down what goals, what habits y'all have done every day, they're like, well, I don't believe in that. A guy literally commented on my videos. He's like, I don't believe in writing specific goals and having that. I think you should just work relentless. The thing with that is, bro, so many topics that I want to touch on with y'all because there's so many lessons that I can teach you guys. And by the way, if I sound arrogant or like I'm full of myself, it's literally you perceiving that. It's literally a reflection of you. If you hate the things I'm saying for whatever reason, it's literally a reflection on you. Because even if I was truly being a loser and what I said was wrong and y'all really knew that, you wouldn't care. It wouldn't piss you off and trigger you like it does right now. I don't like getting off topic like I do sometimes, but I'm so passionate about that because when I'm talking in these videos, I'm literally talking to past me. I understand exactly what y'all are going through because I was going through that maybe 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, when I was younger, whatever. But guess what? Guess what I didn't do? I wasn't looking at someone, getting his habits in check, was making money, waking up early, killing whatever whatever goals he had, and I was like, I know it better than him. Well, I know it better. I don't have to listen to him. I see something that he doesn't see. I literally was like, okay, I have to stop making excuses because this guy clearly has something that I don't. Because otherwise he wouldn't be achieving things that I don't. If you're the same with a person and the person achieves more or the person achieves something that you don't, it's clearly not because of some luck factor. So if somebody has something or does something that you don't, literally your problem. I don't want to shift off the issue too much. You have to set measurable goals and know you're working towards something. You know, I made a video, I think it was my last video, I don't think I uploaded anything before that, when I was talking about the fact that your goals, just working relentlessly without goals that aren't measurable or without basically telling your mind, okay, I've done this today, so this made me progress in this area, and although I can't see results yet, it's bringing me forward. If you don't have that process, you're literally going to feel like a loser. And you're not even going to know how much you're working. You're going to be like, I worked the whole day, but I don't get any work done. Because you don't measure yourself. How many hours have you worked today? Well, I've sat at my desk for 3 hours. Half of it, I drank coffee. The other, I was scrolling on Pinterest. You have to have something measurable. That's the way it is. I've literally have my goals written out. This was my goal from 2024. This was it from this year. I don't sit at this desk too much. It's mostly like the place I just stay at, whatever. But let me just readjust this quickly. Just have that. Stop viewing yourself. Look, your self-confidence and the way you view yourself is directly proportional to the work that you put in developing yourself. I've never felt as bad. Like the lowest point of my self-confidence was when I had started self-improvement and I had noticed the things that I shouldn't be doing. But because here's the thing, back then when I was being more degenerate, when I didn't care about my future as much, I was trying to talk to girls and then I was busy playing computer games until 2-3 a.m. hiding from my parents, basically. Like that's what every child does. I didn't feel that bad about myself because I was like, dude, everybody's like that. That's fine. That's what I'm supposed to be. But once I unlocked this self-improvement, this vision, I want to call it, and I noticed that, dude, these habits are killing me. And I still kept doing it because obviously it's not hard. It's not easy to get over, especially in the beginning. But when I was doing it knowingly and consciously, that's when I was like, dude, I'm messing myself up. I'm failing. I'm killing my self-confidence. And that's when my lowest point in life. So ignorance is not bliss, like people say. But getting rid of ignorance brings a lot of responsibility as well. Knowing all the responsibilities that you have, knowing that all the things you're supposed to do are obviously going to bring responsibilities in your life. With power comes great responsibility. Wait, what was it? Some Star Wars word, whatever. Y'all get the point, right? Stop. If you just simply work on yourself, set goals. You're like, what are you working on right now? Half of y'all don't even know their goals. What are you working on? Why are you in self-improvement? Well, I want to get better and I want to stop hating myself. That's not enough. It's a strong reason. Yes, it's definitely a strong reason, but that alone isn't enough because you need something specific that allows your brain to think by how much you're off. Does that make sense? Talked a lot this fucking video. Was also calculating how many calories I still need for the day because I'm gaining some weight. I'm at 90 kilos right now. Anyway. I promise you, once you test yourself, literally test yourself, right when you're journaling, and by the way, journaling is something everybody does because you need to keep a presence and you need to keep being present of the position you stand on right now. That's why people journal. But once you journal and you consciously, purposefully track your positions, you're going to do so much better. And you're going to understand, dude, this guy, although I didn't believe in him, he kind of pissed me off because he was being insulting towards me. He was kind of right. When I do actually work towards my goals, it actually does help me. This is what happens. Here's some people talking, but be present and stop cheating on yourself. If you keep cheating on yourself and you don't even value yourself enough, why would you think that other people are going to value you? If you don't have the self-respect towards yourself to eat the right food that you want to eat, keep working towards the goals and not prioritize, don't give in some chemical that tells you you're sad and you're tired and this. And I get it, I give in sometimes too, everybody does that. That's not something, by the way, that's not me saying, dude, it's always going to happen, but I'm working towards it. Perfection is never achieved, but you get closest once you chase perfection. Always know that when you're working towards it and you know that you have actually kept yourself accountable and worked towards the goals that you've set yourself up for, and you know you're on the right track because you push regardless of how terrible it feels. And especially, by the way, if y'all are feeling days where you're like extremely unmotivated and you're like, dude, I really don't want to do it, and you push through, those are days when I'm usually most productive, and those are days when I elevate my frequency the most. On days where I'm like, it's kind of fine, I can take the cold shower now, it usually doesn't contribute as much to me. Because discipline isn't built by just doing the habit, although you want to. Discipline is built literally only when you don't want to do something, but you do. But you have to find the right balance, because especially when you're starting newly and you're just starting out, you can't just force it. Like, you have to build it up bit by bit. If you don't want to run 20 kilometers and maximum you've run is 2, you can't force yourself for the 20. You might literally destruct yourself because you're like, dude, I didn't achieve the goal that I wanted, and it lowers your frequency even more by thinking, I just can't. And this self-doubt consumes you. It's a rabbit hole. Once you keep doing the things that you promise yourself to do, once you, like I said, work towards yourself, I promise you your self-confidence is going to come back. It's not because you're medically conditioned for some, it's not because of a random condition. People get you. You're not special. It's not that you're the only one suffering through this thing. The spotlight that's put on you, that you think everybody's watching you, everybody's evaluating you and judging you, all a reflection of yourself. I promise you. I promise you can get over that by just attacking what's in front of you, just attacking the wall. But what's important is keeping yourself self-accountable and being present of the excuses that you make to yourself, and not cheating on yourself any longer. No more, I promise myself I'm not going to do it again, and then fail the next day, and then promise yourself again. No more of that nonsense, because that's literally, it literally takes your self-confidence and just bites it into pieces. That's the main problem of it. It's all controllable. Gonna make myself the dinner now. Like I always say, keep attacking what's in front of you. It's not easy. I get it. It's not easy for anybody. And people who keep attacking their what's in front of them, they keep attacking the little excuses. It's not because they're able to attack it due to the fact that they're special. They're no better than you. I'm no better than you. I was in your position once when I was sweating just by walking through a bunch of people. I get it. It's extreme. You're not alone. But you're not belittling yourself because you have the wrong habits. Keep doing the affirmations. It's not going to help you, brother. It's not going to help you. What's going to help you is raw action. Because you're a man, and whether you want to accept it or not, whether society recently tells you women and men are the same, you should be doing the same thing. Your body knows what's best for you. Just keep listening to your biology. What are humans created for? Humans are literally meant to thrive and progress. What's the meaning of life? Nobody really knows. Not even people like Jordan Peterson who spend their days thinking. Not even people like Marcus Aurelius who were just philosophers that people listened to 2,000 years ago. But guess what? It's proven that when people progress towards something meaningful that they find meaningful or want, that's the way they keep fulfillment. That's the way they keep the life energy within themselves. The whole reason that motivation thrives, the motivation exists, is because people see a vision and they see themselves being able to progress towards that. Before caring, before stopping to think that people are judging you, stop judging yourself first. I mean, the thing is, belittling yourself is okay. I tell myself what a dumbass I am sometimes. How I'm literally committing to the bad habits. That's okay. It's not a problem to keep yourself accountable. That's completely fine. What's a problem is thinking that that's the problem. The problem is not that you're keeping yourself accountable. The problem is that you're keeping yourself accountable, but you're not doing anything to change it. And then you're like, I need to stop shit talking me. You don't need to stop shit talking to you. You don't need to stop shit talking yourself. You just need to change the habits that lead to that. For those people who contact me telling me they appreciate my videos, that I've helped them grow and that I'm inspiring, I truly appreciate that. Although it sounds like I'm just being aggressive and whatnot, the progress that I've made, those people who have helped me in my life, help never came out of, you can do it, you have time, you're fine, we feel happy. It was all through not aggression, but just purposeful self-accountability talk. Just telling yourself you don't have enough time, whatever you're doing, just because that's how your mind as a man works. For women, for my girlfriend and past girlfriends that I've had, for my sister, for my mother, I've understood that that's not how women operate. Women and men are different. So when you see a post of a woman saying, when you realize that you've been consistent and that motivates you even more and you have time and relax, that actually helps women. It's not a bad thing to say. I support that. But as a man, it's best when you operate on behalf of stress. Simply how men work. I'm wishing you all I'm wishing that everybody watching this video and has watched it this far will be able to get through that. But what's most important is all that talk that I've been doing and all that mindset shift and paradigm shift that I've been mentioning is fine. Of course, it helps and is necessary to some degree. But if you guys were just to be able to wake up early and do what you know you have to do without any thinking and just eat correctly and sleep on time, those 4 things, you would achieve your goals anyway. You would be making the money you want. You know that. The reason you can't, the reason your brain, your human mind sets these mental blocks in front of you and whatnot, that is why you need all these elevation talks that I do. You actually just need to sit down, and success just depends on your ability to sit down and do the work. You all know that. Take care, boys. I'll see you in another video. Keep yourself accountable, but stay purposeful. And keep working towards your goals. Prove to yourself that you're not a loser first before thinking or hoping that other people don't see you a loser.